Welcome back, and here is Samson's take. Army, police, NAIMOS, court betray citizens. In the last 2 weeks, we have had far too many headlines competing for our outrage. The tragedies tell one devastating singular story. A story about a state structure that no longer serves the citizen, but holds them in active contempt. This is not institutional failure. It is not institutional, it is institutional cruelty. Army negligence, NAIMOS betrayal, police contempt, yes, assisted by the courts. 4 institutions, 1 pattern, 1 disease, impunity. They declared that the life and dignity of the average Ghanaian is absolutely worthless. Let's start at El Wak, where 6 young ladies, 6 dreams were crushed to death in a stadium, in a stampede. And what was the cause? Not an accident, not an error. It was a cold, predictable act of institutional homicide. The Ghana Armed Forces, an institution whose entire mandate is precision, organization, and order, created a bottleneck of death. They didn't accidentally cause a stampede when they summoned some 21,000 potential recruits to a stadium that cannot accommodate half that number. It shouldn't take 6 bodies, 6 lost futures, and the president's intervention before reorganizing the logistics properly. So now you have 8 centers in 5 locations, nicely spread, and all is smooth sailing. This could have been avoided. When a journalist publishes news that bothers the powerful, the police are swift, decisive, and illegally brutal, detaining the reporter beyond the constitutional 48-hour limit. But what about that woman who came to them not once, twice, terrified, begging for protection from a violent husband, a beast? They ignored her. They treated her cries for help as background noise. They displayed so much cold, institutional indifference that she was left alone in the firing line to be battered, tormented, and almost murdered. Now look at how the state uses the very force we fund while the army was supervising deaths and the police ignoring repeated calls for help by a battered woman. NAIMOS was arresting community environmental defenders. The Owin Traditional Council's Anti-Galamsey Task Force, formed in 2019, long before NAIMOS was formed, acted to protect their forest. For that, they were arrested, humiliated, detained for a whole week. And on Wednesday, the court denied them bail in the presence of their elders. They face charges of vigilante activities. NAIMOS cannot win this fight alone. It doesn't matter that they are accountable, that they conduct their operations in the traditional council's branded pickup truck, working with the police and other stakeholders in Enchi. The message was clear: defend your land and the state will crush you. This is betrayal. Earlier, 4 farmers, community defenders, were arrested on Farmers' Day. Their crime? Allegedly burning an excavator used by illegal miners. The same miners who poisoned the Atronsu stream, their only source of drinking water. The activists were detained, branded criminals, and they are being prosecuted. But the polluters granted bail, free to continue their destruction. This is selective justice. This is betrayal. In Jura, Bonso, elders stood by as Galamsey ravaged the river Akontombra. And the state did little. Only after a public expose, only after outrage boiled over, did the chief announce a 3-month ban. By then, the river was poisoned. The trust was broken. Leadership acted not out of foresight, but out of shame. This too is betrayal. 3 cases, 3 betrayals, 1 truth. Today, those who poison the land walk free, while those who defend it are punished. This is the state-sponsored betrayal of its allies. You need to harness the community environmental defenders, however zealous or overzealous they may be. Don't leave us thinking that Galamsey is now actively fighting those who actively and genuinely are fighting it. Every one of these tragedies, the 6 deaths, the arrested defenders, the illegally detained reporter, the abandoned woman, is a direct result of one thing: impunity, sheer impunity. In Ghana, systems and institutions are allowed to fail, and the people responsible are allowed to remain in their positions. We don't need another board of inquiry to tell us that negligence and abuse happened. We need accountability now. The blood of those 6 young Ghanaians, the tears of the battered wife, and the rage of the violated communities cry out for one thing: heads must roll. Not tomorrow, not after another report, right now. If our leaders fail to act, they confirm the worst possible truth, that the life of the Ghanaian citizen is cheap, disposable, and ultimately held in contempt by the institutions sworn to serve them. Please stop toying with our democracy. You heard the president say citizens' unrest is more dangerous than military takeovers. And that will be my take. I'll be right back with my guests. Get ready, grab your phone and sit by your TV and get ready to send us messages. Do you think that it's a lost cause what the special prosecutor is up to? Ioko, are they being unconstitutional and lawless with their hefty bail, conditions, and NAIMOS, or the Galamsey fight? Will it be won with special tribunals? The president says cabinet has approved a bill for that.